is the Panel Pro plotter. Its function is just to plot a file rather than cut it. It uses a common Bic pen. This part here clamps in the accessory foot. This is the part that has the pen, and it should be allowed to float up and down for accommodating the different heights. It uses a common Bic pen. In this case, it's just a Papermate pen, as long as it's approximately 5/16 of an inch diameter. Not terribly accurate, it isn't intended to be. But to install it, just put it in the hole and tighten the set screw until it just holds the pen in place without crushing it. Install it on this accessory foot and make sure that the slide can still move up and down while the base part is nice and solid. Set your Z0 so the point of the pen is right at the top surface of your paper. Then, in AvCam, hit the Z key. It brings up the Z control dialog. Hit Z a second time, and it brings up, do you want to reset to work 0? Hit yes. While you're there, check the cutting depth. This is the depth that it's going to go down below the 0 point, and it needs to be a minus number. And you don't want to make it so deep that that the slide will run out of travel. It needs to be able to move up and down. So if it goes down 1/8 of an inch below this point, it'll be riding somewhere along here, but still have enough room to move up and down over the irregularities of the paper. We've loaded an ATI file, and its center, its work 0, is at the center of the instrument. To do that, we went over to Load, and we went to ATI3.dxf, Open, and then we selected the layers that we want to cut. Layers, we just, in this case, want layer 2. Layer 2 is the cutting layer on all of the drawing library files. We don't want to cut the bezel, so we're going to leave that unhighlighted. We set selected layers, and then along here, normally you're going to be operating in the auto toolpath mode. We want to be operating in the plotter mode. Once we've got that set, go to the cut dialog, and let's take a look at the settings. And we've got plotter feed rate. We don't want to go too fast. About 40 is a good number. Rapid speed, we can pretty well leave that alone. Z retract level, we need to get above, lifted above any clamps. And the plotting depth, we've got that set at minus 0.13 inches. And the plotter tip width, the only thing that does is determine how wide it's going to draw on the screen. Once we've got the settings set, we need to simulate. So we hit simulate. This is in my programming and environment, so you saw that other screen. So we'll hit simulate again. Simulate, and so that shows us exactly how it's going to cut. Now the next thing we need to do, we've already set our Z0. We want to match up the center of the drawing, which is in the center of this instrument, to our panel. So with our keys, our keyboard keys, we're going to move it around a little bit until it's approximately in the middle of our paper here. And that's good. So we're going to hit the R key. Then it says set X and Y to 0. We'll hit OK. Now the Panel Pro is matched up with the drawing. Now all we have to do is hit the C key on the keyboard. It brings up the cut dialog. We could also do that with the mouse over here. We've already simulated it, so the cut button is green. We just hit cut and it plots our file. Okay, that's the plot mode.